Hi, I'm Matt, and in this video I'll be covering what is order aggregation and how it can help your business. Now, before I go and dive into the benefits of order aggregation, we just need to, I think it's important that we quickly just wind back and look why order aggregation would be beneficial to your business. So let's make a fictional business. So imagine that we sell on eBay twice on the two identities. We sell underneath on Amazon. We also take telephone orders, and we've also got a retail store or a trade counter where customers come in and they place orders with us for cash or credit card, for example. Now, we may want to, and it's quite likely that you've got your stock, which is in your retail store or even just in your warehouse, available on each one of the different selling channels. And ideally, to gain maximum exposure from your inventory across the different sales channels, then you would like your stock in your warehouse to be available to not only one or both of your eBay accounts, but also your Amazon account, your website, available for customer services through telephone orders, and also the trade counter too. And if you sell one through, say, your trade counter, then your back-end system, or whether you're doing it manually, I hasten to add, is that you'd go back and keep the different channel updated with the latest stock level. Now, an order by itself is very, if we break it down to its smallest components, is that a customer commits to buy a product, we receive a payment of some form, we need to process that order, so maybe attaching the payment to the order, creating a pick, pack and ship documentation, actually packing the item and then sending it on through a third-party courier such as Royal Mail or a parcel delivery company, and then we may be updating one of the marketplaces, maybe the website with the tracking information, maybe Amazon, or maybe eBay as well, to let the customer know back on the marketplace that the order's been dispatched. Now, to do this simply on one platform is relatively straightforward, and if you've got a very small number of products which are deep in quantity which you've got, or you're just selling by yourself, then keeping one or maybe two or even maybe three channels up to date is actually quite easy to do. However, if you've got stock quantities which are very, very low, or you've got high inventory stock, or you've got a high velocity of sales across your channels, then using something like order aggregation to bring all these orders and all these different multiple sales channels into a single location can be highly beneficial, and it's those benefits which I'm now going to be covering. Okay, now the first one is the single page where you can see all your orders, and it doesn't really matter which software application you use. There's a whole collection of them out there, and they all do this similar task, which is that they'll aggregate the orders. So they'll take your two eBay account orders, they'll take your Amazon orders. You can put manual orders in from over the phone or over a trade counter or an ePOS system, and bring it back to a single sales orders page, so you as a manager can see exactly what's going on with your business as far as your orders are at any point in time. Now, from a customer services aspect, that's highly beneficial. So let's just say that Jane, our customer, has just been and phoned us up and she'd like to know the status of her order. If she gives us her order number or her email address or some other personally identifiable information like a name and surname, then we can look it up in the orders page, and we're not having to go to maybe two eBay accounts, maybe an Amazon account, maybe multiple websites, or sifting back through the till to find the receipts for the product. We can have her information in front of us right now. We can see what she's ordered, when she ordered, any issues or notes with her order, and also crucially her sales history as well. So we may find that Jane's actually ordered from us 20 times before in the past, and we didn't know that. Maybe we could use that as a marketing piece, but that's a video for a different day. Okay, so customer services aspect, having everything in one place. And again, if we've got payment transactions in there, and your order, the software which you're using for order aggregation allows you to take payments for orders or process refunds for orders, again, that's one less destination or one less security risk for you as a business owner, because then your member of staff or members of staff can have a single access point, and you don't need to give them the PayPal details. They can just process it through a single page. And again, these software tools can cost, but it's all about making your life easier for yourself and also for your staff too. Okay, now the other one is that platform specific functions. Now eBay's definitely got its quirks, Amazon's got its quirks, EPOS does have one of two of its own quirks too, and a byproduct of aggregating these orders is there's typically integrations back out to these platforms so that you can update the platforms with the latest information. So let's imagine Jane, our customer a few moments ago, was actually an eBay customer and she was phoning up to make payment over the telephone. What we could have done then in the background is taken the payment, placed it on the order, and then when one of the guys in the warehouse had been and marked the order as being as dispatched, that the system could then email Jane to let her know that, hi, your order's been dispatched, say by Raw Mail Tracked, and here's your tracking number, and hey, here's the link, so you can track your parcel's progress yourself. Okay. The next one is business rules. Now this is where some people can get tripped up upon. Not necessarily. So let's take Jane's order again, and maybe Jane's ordered a handbag, for example. Now, just because Jane chose second class as her delivery method doesn't actually mean that your business rule would mean that that item would be sent via second class. So let me explain that a little bit further. So Jane's order may be for £20 for a handbag, and normally if it was ordered by itself and she's on the mainland UK, then we would send it out via second class, for example. Now let's just say that Jane had actually bought that handbag and some accessories as well, and one of the accessories were quite heavy, and it's taken the actual total order weight over 2 kilograms. Now sending that via, say, Tracked or another Royal Mail service may be cost ineffective for you as the business owner. So a business rule could be that for orders which go over maybe a certain weight value, maybe a certain price, maybe in a certain postcode destination, or maybe a different country, or any other order attribute, you could set a business rule to apply to your orders. So Jane's order, which came in and went over 2 kilograms in weight, could be sent via courier, which would, number one, would be more cost effective to the business and yourselves, but also an expedited service to the customer too. Okay. Now the other one is the unified processing and documentation for your business, and this is quite often overlooked, and it's so you can actually have control over the way which you dispatch your orders. Now one of the big eye-openers for me personally was that when I saw a company called Expediators down in Avonmouth, and they do fulfilment for multiple different companies, and the eye-opener was that they had all these different clients which they fulfilled their orders for, but for each different client they had their own dispatch mechanism for them, and it's about finding a process which works right for you. So the documentation which you can create for your business could be the invoice which you use to pick and pack your orders with. It could be the picking list, so your warehouse picker goes around and picks the items. They may then have a shipping list which may have an integrated label in the actual document as well, so that they can pick, they can pack, and then take the label off the actual document, put the label on the front of the package, and put the rest of the document either on a spike to confirm that they've been and shipped that, or to put it in the bag as part of the invoice. And again, different software providers allow you different levels of customization and allow you to change different parts of the process for your entire dispatch mechanism. But the crucial point here is that you can take control of your dispatch process. So if you find that a picking list mechanism works for you, you can do, or if it's just a straight pick, pack and ship document, and if that works well for you, then you can do that. And again, by aggregating all your orders from the same channels, it means that your eBay orders, your Amazon orders, your phone orders, and your EPOS orders all go through the same dispatch mechanism which you can control, and that's a huge benefit to you. Okay, stock control, just such a no-brainer. I covered this in an earlier video in relation to eSeller Pro and a channel profile. Because you knew that you had 10 handbags to begin with, and Jane's been phoned up and ordered one of them, then you only have 9 left. And the software system which you're using could go back, because it knew it had 10, its one's gone, so you've got 9 left. Because it knows that, it could go back and update the other marketplaces to let them know that you only now have 9 left in stock. Okay. Another huge one is the ability to accept manual orders, and again, a lot of these software providers will provide relatively simple input screens, so you can take telephone orders very quickly. Just take the crux of the order details, so the customer's name, their address, the line items which they would like to place on the order. And again, because if it's an integrated system, you'll be able to see what the stock level of those products are, and whether you can commit them to maybe Jane, who's phoned up for that handbag, or maybe not. If you don't actually have them available, maybe they're committed on another marketplace for a different reason. And then again, process the payment through a single screen rather than having to jot it down on paper, then enter it into a separate system, and then do the payments methods separately. You can do it all together in one place. By also aggregating your orders, you do open the potential to being able to use an external fulfillment company for some or part of your orders. And I don't mean Amazon FBA here, although it could be any fulfillment company. And most fulfillment companies are very flexible in the way which they work. They can do full-blown API or EDI connections, or you could just grant them access to your order aggregation system, and then they can print the documents out themselves. Okay, so how can this help your business? Order aggregation can help your business in many different ways, and I will go to the point, and I'll put my reputation on the line here, and I'll make it exceptionally clear for you that any order aggregation software is typically a positive for your business. So it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter which provider you use for order aggregation. It's probably an awful lot better than doing it manually through using Amazon-based tools, eBay-based tools, maybe something in Magento or similar. By just bringing these orders into a single location, you'll just save time, the efficiencies which you've got in there. You can just get at your orders, you can process them in mass, you can control how they're processed and what documentation you send out to your customers, and it's all about having control. So it doesn't matter which provider you use, they all work in a very similar way, and the biggest benefit is just by starting with one of these, and you're away. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, I'd love to hear from you. You can find out more about me at thelastdropofink.co.uk, and if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a subscribe button just up here on the left. You never know that I might produce another video which you might enjoy too. Cheerio!